Man, I really love to push myself because it's when I push myself that I really see who I am. Think about it. When someone is stressed, in a state of stress or fear or just, I don't know, heightened emotions, they tend to resort to who they tend to resort to. I was about to say they tend to resort to who they are, but usually that's not what I'd fully say is true because you'll go back to whatever feels like the best pattern for that situation. And the thing is, I don't fully believe you are your patterns, but I do like returning to states of stress actually because it lets me practice being who I really am or being who I really want to be. Now that's what I like. Yeah. We're working through this together, you and I, right now. I like how I cover my whole entire face with this microphone. It's massive. Anyways, let's workshop this. Let's brainstorm this. It takes a lot in order to change our deep-rooted patterns and habits, right? The things that we've known for so long and are used to for so long. It's the stuff that feels the most comfortable and feels the hardest to change, even when we know we have to. Even when we know that to get to that next level, that next stage of life, we have to let this whatever thing go. And we just seem to not be able to until we really put in the work and we really change, right? So those things, those take time. And yet when you notice after maybe months or even years of doing these 2 millimeter shifts, these little nudges in whatever direction you're trying to go in, you look back and you see that you don't react in the same way that you used to. You don't think in the same way that you used to. You've learned, you've grown, you're better. You're doing better. I have these moments all the time, where I surprise myself with how grounded and stable I can show up in times of extreme stress. These last few days have felt a little weird, I will say, if I'm honest, because it hasn't been like one high stakes stress situation. It's been a bunch of these like little things happening over the course of many hours and many days where it really pushes me to new limits. Because if I'm to show up how I want to show up, it requires consistent and constant energy to flow. And for that to happen, I can't let anything get held up inside. I can't be closed off. I can't choose not to let something go. I have to let go. I have to let go. I have to let go to let my love flow. That's crucial. And I think these past 2 days, there were moments that I couldn't quite let go. No, I don't want to say couldn't. That's the wrong language because I always could. But if we're looking at facts and reality, there were some moments that I didn't let go. And why? What were those moments? Well, there were many, many instances of the same thing happening again and again. We had a bit of a snowplow situation and the fact that parts of our parking lot weren't plowed and we didn't have as many parking spots. And consistently I had people coming in saying, "Oh my gosh, that parking lot." And at first I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" And then a few more times later I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" And then towards the end I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" It almost in this way of like, I wanted to let that go, and yet it just like kept coming back. And that's just the thing about the things we have to let go. Sometimes they will keep coming back. They will come back again and again and again. And it's kind of like that that metaphor, that analogy that no matter how many times you get knocked down, you have to get back up just one more time. Just one more time. It's like that. It's like sometimes things will come up in our lives again and again and again, and it'll feel like it's never going to end, but it will. I promise it will, because everything in this universe has an end. Everything. You just have to keep getting up that one more time. That's what all of this is reminding me of. Like, when this just kept happening again and again, I just have to let go one more time, and one more time, and one more time, and one more time, until it's the last time I need to let go, because I'm free. I've made it. I've done what I was meant to do. I feel free now. Something about putting on these glasses, speaking to you, there's something very, very freeing. Because everything that I have maybe stored up within, all the blocks that I have, I get to just talk about them. Sometimes I don't even talk directly about them with you. I talk about the solutions to them. I just jump straight to what I need to hear. I don't go into any complaints or any criticisms or just condemning whatever's happening in my life. No, I just jump to, all right, with everything going on, what do I need to hear? And maybe someone else needs to hear that too. But yeah, because of that, coming here, doing this, recording these episodes, I get to just refresh. I feel free now. I feel free to just be me, be who I am. But also go into the night resting easy. At times it does seem a bit easy, a bit too easy to keep up that pent up energy, like to not let go and then to go to sleep on that. And whenever that happens, I just don't sleep well. I don't have a good night's rest. I toss and turn. I maybe wake up in the middle of the night, needing a drink of water, going to the bathroom or something. But it just feels like it happens more often on those nights. Maybe I even have a nightmare here and there, a little spook to wake me up. The nights where I let go, the nights where I moved my body earlier in the day, the nights where I moved my heart with you here and now. Those are the nights that go by real smoothly. Man, do I love those nights. And I know that one of those nights is coming. And if I could wish anything for you right now, it would be to have one of those nights. And you don't have to force it. The whole point is not to force it. The point is to let go. If you're having trouble falling asleep, allow that. Allow yourself trouble to fall asleep. Just lay in bed, looking up, saying, the point is not to sleep right now. The point is to just notice that I'm in bed. Notice that I'm falling asleep. Notice that I'm here. I hope tonight you get to let go. I hope tonight you get to feel free. And until you and I meet again, just remember to also fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.